We've listened to some really serious subjects this week, and I think at times we can use cartoons as we take off in discussions about some of these serious subjects. And again, that's what I'm going to do. One of my rules is never take yourself too seriously. So I think that's a beginning one. I think that's one that we can all do, even if you don't know who Brian Piccolo or the movie was. I think you do know that my name's Brian, so I think we continually have to figure out how to laugh at ourselves. Water buffaloes. Okay, Patty today said we need to be able to laugh at ourselves. We are water buffaloes. I use Gary Larson all the time in cartoons. I tell people this is us. And it's refreshing to hear that, we are okay, whether we're engineers or lawyers or whatever. Again, Gary Larson, Far Side, love these cartoons. Fish are excellent examples of how we can take off. These really don't have much to do with the topics we've been discussing, but they're sure funny, and I like the one where they look at the fish that got over the wall and he hasn't come back yet. This one I actually use all the time. This is one that I think I like Patty's description today of telling everybody at restaurants that you need to prove you know where your water comes before they'll give you a glass of water. This is about where your water comes from, Peppermint Patty, and they're going out to the drinking fountain. And unfortunately, too many people, that's their knowledge of water. Okay, drought, you just heard Taryn talk about it. Drought is a big subject, a lot of cartoons It's a topic that we've talked about a lot this week. We know the word well here in Colorado, and yet I think we still need to figure out how to laugh at ourselves a little bit. The next couple cartoons are going to do just that. I had a dad who talked about walking 5 miles in the Nebraska snowstorms to get to school. But this is an interesting look at the poor kid who doesn't even know what snow is anymore. Another thing ruined by the drought, as it says. Alan Vitello's the cartoonist there, and we've used him on this cartoon too for a number of years at Northern Water. He did a number of drought-related cartoons. Again, another perfect one, I think, in the southwestern Colorado. You could see a billboard like that, please bring some rain. And again, willing to try about anything. I think we heard that this week. They were going to move the Water Congress every week if it kept raining. Fish ladders, the one on the right especially, it could be Grand Valley or Redlands fish ladders here in Colorado. Again, a sort of a humorous look at some of the issues. The one fish that is having trouble going upstream to spawn because of the hydroelectric dams. This one I just like. I use it occasionally. It can get into some of the endangered species issues that we have, but the farmer that's faced with the guy saying that you can't do anything, you can't even offend these little guys, and he's already offended a few of them, if you can see there on the back of his farm. I like this take on sort of our environmental ethic, if you will, the fish trying to talk the fishermen out of fishing for him because the fire danger's too high, okay? And you wouldn't want to grill him during the time when the fire danger is that high. We've all faced this in the water business. We get it from people saying all the time, why are they, it's always they, the city or my neighbor or whoever watering in the middle of a rainstorm or on the sidewalks, wherever it is. But it allows me as a water educator to take off and talk to people about that. This one's just kind of funny, both of them. I couldn't figure out which one to run with. It's the water police, okay? We know when we started doing that, especially in Denver, in the little gnomes there looking at saying that they ratted on one of their neighbors. So, and that sort of thing was happening at the time. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The poor guy doesn't know if it's circle, diamond, or square day. That was a few years ago, but most of us can probably remember that, or the odd even nature. Again, the point's pretty well made in terms of trying to save water. This one you may not be able to read, but I have to read it. Yeah, those people who moved to the Southwest will be back when they realize the Great Lakes have all the water. Probably be here any time now, and if you look under the bottom, it's a tunnel coming from somewhere in the western U.S. underneath the Great Lakes. Again, makes a point about where are we going to get future water supply, and especially in this day and age when we're talking about from the Missouri River and elsewhere. Another topic ripe for discussion, salinity. We know the issues in the Gunnison and the Colorado. And as I looked at this and talked to Ken Newbecker the other day, I wanted to put names under there. That could be David Nickham and Ken Newbecker as the fishermen. Love this cartoon. I think it sums up a lot of what we've been talking about in terms of development. Patty's talked this morning on the rural-urban divide. This could be a farm and a city instead of the forest, but it really makes a point. And again, I use it quite often when I'm out talking to groups about the nature of our business and growth in Colorado as well. I couldn't do one of these without at least having a water lawyer in there, okay? Lots of precipitation followed by scattered lawyers fighting over the water supply. So we had to get them in. They're ripe for discussion. Okay, this is perfect. Karen just talked about El Nino. I don't think I have to say much else. Maybe this is how it happens. I know it's more serious than that, folks. I really do. But you have to like the expression there. The next one is dealing with the water cycle. We talk a lot when we go out to talk to groups about the water cycle, and I just like Frosty's sort of being upset about where he may end up, in coffee, an ice rink, or even in a toilet somewhere. So again, a stepping off point to talk about an issue such as the water cycle. And finally, only because I only have 20 slides, just remember, we're not life and death like these two fish are. We're in some pretty serious business. We understand that, but we could be those two fish. So remember to use a little humor in your lives occasionally and not take ourselves too seriously on occasion. I'm done.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Woo!